Men age like fine wine? This is a question that I've seen thrown around. The answer to that is yes, but it depends on so many factors. I repeat, men age like fine wine, but it depends on so many factors. I'm going to break it down for you. Before I continue, I want to make something very clear. When I'm talking about age, I'm not talking about the number, okay? I mean, listen, we all get old. Men, women get old. It's life. I'm not trying to talk on that. Whatever. Take care of yourself, take care of your body, but let's not forget the body gets old and the body can't do certain things. We're not all going to look the same the way we look today. We're not going to look the same way 10, 20 years down the line. I can't speak on that. But I want to focus on something that is very important. As a man, men have to earn every single thing they have, especially from an attraction standpoint. The advantage women have over men is that women start early. Okay? Compared to the average man, the average woman starts her attraction very early. You're a woman. You just are a woman. You exist. You will get attention. You will get opportunities. You will get dates. You will get the chances to get into rooms that I can't get just because you're a woman. You get the priority. You get the options. Especially if you're a beautiful woman. Especially if you're an average looking woman. You will get attention. And if you're a woman that's in her late teens, early 20s, let's be honest, you will get the pick of the litter from guys. Now, will those guys settle down with you? That's another question. But for us men, we know that we have to build ourselves to become attractive. We have to build ourselves to become attractive. So, to the men that build themselves, to the men that invest time in building themselves brick by brick in their career, I am in corporate sales. So, for example, let me use myself as an example. So, in my late teens and early 20s, my life sucked. I was not an attractive man at all. I was overweight. I had low confidence. I had low self-esteem. I had all that. My life started to change when I took a deliberate decision to start actively and deliberately and consciously working on myself. I focused more on my career. I focused more on getting my media projects off the ground. I focused more in my confidence and my self-esteem. And within 2 years, I could already see improvement. Now, I'm 28 years old. I look more mature for my age, indeed, because of the grind that I've had to go through. you know, I'm 28 years old. But I can tell you this, in my life, I started feeling more holistically attractive as a man towards the end of 2023. I bet you. I've never felt more complete, more holistically attractive in my life than I did towards the end of last year. And I'm just beginning. Let that sink in. I am just beginning. Towards the age of 28, my late stage of 28. I'm turning 29 this year. I am only just beginning to become holistically attractive. By holistically attractive, let me explain to you what I mean by that. Meaning, my mental is in a pretty decent state. My finance is getting up there. My project, my media company is slowly coming off the ground. My ability to talk, my self-awareness, my confidence, my knowledge, it's all coming together. My physique is not where it used to be, but it's still decent. I have my own apartment. I'm getting certifications to improve my academics. This is only starting now towards the end of 2023, last year at the age of 28. Now, I make this point to show you that from the age of 20 as a man to the age of 27, I was lost. I was working, making mistakes, getting rejected by girls, being told I'm not good enough by women, rejected by society for not being good enough. But now I've noticed one thing. Ever since I started becoming more holistically attractive, the rejection has started to reduce. I am doing the rejecting now. The rejection has reduced. I am doing the rejection now. I am the one picking and choosing who I want to talk to. I am the one valuing my time. I am the one not chasing after women. I am the one not being desperate enough, begging women for attention. I don't do that. Because funny enough, one way or the other, because I am holistically attractive, there's always a woman around. There is always a woman around, there's always a girl around. Funny enough. So that's what I mean by men have to earn their ability to age like fine wine. I'm not saying I'm not there yet, believe me, I'm far away, but I have already started laying my foundations. And mind you, these foundations that men have to lay to age like fine wine takes minimum of maybe 15 years. That's why men say they age like fine wine, because what makes a man attractive to women are things that you're not born with. You have to build it up. You have to build it up. You absolutely have to build it up. Women find successful men attractive, financially successful men attractive. On average, the average age of a multi-millionaire is, I think, 45. Yes. The average age of a multi-millionaire is 45. The average age of a CEO and a founder of a company is 35. Most people made their first million in their late 30s. Let that sink in as a man. So what does that tell you? That tells you that your 20s and maybe half of your 30s is gonna be grinding, bro. You are grinding, you are working. You have to earn your right to age like fine wine. You don't just sit around and say, oh, I'm going to age like fine wine. Absolutely not. You don't have that privilege. You have to earn your right. And you have to earn your right most likely for years before you can say, I'm going to age like fine wine. If you disagree with me, let's look at some examples. Look at presidents of countries. Okay, I'm using these guys because they're more visible. People know who they are. Not if I cannot just pick a random guy that people do not know. Look at presidents of countries. Look at multimillionaires. Look at multimillionaires. Look at billionaires' wives, multimillionaires' wives, founders' wives, CEOs' wives. What do they all have in common? Most of these men are not the most handsome, most attractive men in the world, but they've aged like fine wine. They are powerful men. They're controlling millions and billions of dollars. They are presidents. They're leading a country. They are powerful. They've got power. Whether they are 6 foot tall, whether they are 5'2", whether they're black, they're white, they've got power and they are moving things. These men have aged like fine wine because they are in positions of power in their later stages. And guess what? Whether these men are 40, 45, 50, 55, even 80, they always have a woman around. Because women gravitate towards these men despite the fact that they're in their later stages of life. Even women will tell you, I prefer a man who's older than me. Because of these assumptions that I just gave you. So men age like fine wine if and only if they improve themselves and create legacies. You can't just sit around on podcasts dressing like you just walked out of a rap album talking about, yeah, but men increase value in time. Who says who? Who told you men increase value in time? You only increase value over time if you put the work in. You cannot be putting in the work in and then expecting to increase value. What companies are you building? What projects are you managing? What skills are you acquiring? What groups are you building? What institutions are you creating? How much funds are you putting together? What academic skills are you putting out there? What's your fitness routine? What's your mental health routine? What is your spirituality routine? The things you do as a man in your 20s and 30s is going to pay you off in your 40s, 50s, and for the rest of your life. Your 20s and 30s, for the most part, are your grind years as a man. Most men start becoming holistically attractive in their 30s. That's where this statement comes from, that men age like fine wine. So, in summary, do men age like fine wine? The answer is yes. But if and only if these men earn their right to age like fine wine. You're not given the right, you have to earn it. You have to earn it.